Joining me now, UFO researcher Chris Rutkowski. He is the author of multiple books on otherworldly phenomenon. His latest is Canada's UFOs Declassified. Thank you for being here once again, Chris. It's nice to talk to you. How far did this hearing go in breaking stigmas around UFOs, UAPs, and the reporting of these sightings?
Well, I hope it went fairly far because there's no question that reputable observers, such as pilots, are in fact reporting seeing objects in the sky that they can't identify, and not just military pilots, but also commercial pilots. And these are people upon whom we rely on every day for our safety as we travel from place to place. So I think it's very important to remove the stigma and to recognize that 1 in 10 Americans believe they've seen a UFO or a UAP, and that's a significant proportion of the population.
It's also significant that this was bipartisan, right? You've got congressmen and women from both sides of the aisle focused on this issue together, which we rarely see. You study this. Is there anything that you heard in testimony yesterday that you hadn't heard before or that you heard differently that stood out to you?
Actually, most of what was reported yesterday and under testimony is stuff we have heard before, but not in a forum such as the House Oversight Committee. That really takes it to another level. And some of the statements that were made, some pretty poignant accusations, such as misappropriation of funding that would normally go to defense contractors, is being used for studying of UAP. And if that's so, I think Congress has a responsibility to get to the bottom if there is misappropriation of funding.
The other thing that stood out to me was the other earthly possibility that humans have been injured by these craft or by other beings. This is whistleblower David Grush on that.
There has been activity by alien or non-human technology and or beings that has caused harm to humans.
I can't get into the specifics in an open environment, but at least the activity that I personally witnessed, and I have to be very careful here because they tell you never to acknowledge tradecraft, right? So what I personally witnessed myself and my wife was very disturbing.
How do you respond to that?
Well, with all due respect to Mr. Grush, we simply don't have enough proof of this. And there are many claims that are floating around regarding danger to witnesses, but we don't know exactly what that is. He said that under more security, perhaps in a confidential setting, he would give more information. We're looking forward to that. But at the present time, there is no way for classified information to be released to the public. So we can't really say one way or another. It would be very disturbing. And again, something that would be worth investigating if such claims are true. I really feel for Mr. Grush and his family and for other people. We do know that injuries from UFOs or UAP have been recorded. There was Thomas Mantell was an American serviceman who died while he was chasing a UFO in his aircraft a number of decades ago. So there have been injuries recorded. And in terms of threats, I really don't know what to make of that. But it is such a serious accusation. I think it's very important that it be followed up on.
Right. Need to see some actual evidence. One of the other witnesses testified that these craft that he saw firsthand, eyewitness account, is far superior technology than anything the U.S. or other countries would have. In response to that, I reported a moment ago, the DOD says nothing of the sort has been discovered now or in the past. Are you surprised by that response? Is that enough of a reaction from the DOD?
I'm not surprised by what the DOD has to say. It's been their party line all along. Certainly NASA has made similar stories and similar claims and stories regarding that. We do know that the NASA report is due within a matter of weeks on the subject of UAP, and certainly the All-Domain Anomaly Resolution Office is coming out with another report in a matter of months, I think, now. So we are going to be getting more information, but in terms of verifiable evidence, and that's what was stated by DOD, we don't have the verifiable evidence, and that's where the problem is. There's a lot of these claims and stories, but we don't have the actual details. It'd be nice to get it, but right now the only way to get it is through classified briefings that we may not have access to, and there will be instances in which classified information can't be released. If a UAP, for example, is observed by somebody flying a plane over Ukraine, for example, in a military theater. We're not going to be able to get that information because of the classified nature of the instruments and certainly where it was taken. So there are ways in which we will never hear about some of this information.
Yeah, but as you stated, a very significant development. Just having the conversation in such a high-profile setting is a major step forward. Chris Rutkowski, thank you as always.
Thank you.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.